Hello, and welcome back to the channel, and some more Enshrouded. I kind of wanted to go over what my build, or kind of what it's evolved into the game is. I started out the game, and I really enjoyed the wand, and then eventually once I got a staff and started using it, I really enjoyed that play style. So right now, we're pretty much doing good, and I want to go over like my equipment too. So right now I'm using the Gloom Monarch chest, which gives me more health, more mana. And this basically negates the two rings I have on me. Uh, I have unarmed melee damage, which is weird. Damage against melee foes, and then stamina and 2 health regen, and then this is mana regen and stamina regen. So I have some mana regen and some stamina regen there. The hat I'm using right now is a Mystic hat. It's just the best one I have. It gives me a magical critical strike chance, and anything that I can get to give me magical critical strike chance, I eventually want, because I want to crit as much as I can in this game, because it does really fun stuff. My long range weapon is the Shroud Weaver, and just had a video come out that would show where to find that at. The ethereal plane, I found it in my travel somewhere. We've made a backpack. We do have the ghost glider. We do have the improved grappling hook, and I'm using 2 rings of rapacity. The 2 rings of rapacity that I use are also shown in the my favorite farming locations. So if you need to find those, that video, I'll try to link that down here, and then we'll go from there. Now, the way I started out here is I started going down here, and I got blink, and then the emergency blink and the attack blink. The emergency blink has actually saved me several times because something will stun me, and then I can just basically dodge out of the stun. It's really helpful for getting out of sticky situations. This is a glass cannon. I die a lot if I get overwhelmed. Like if I can handle like multiple attackers, but I have to be able to line them up and then start throwing poison at them or something to get rid of them. I've pretty much gotten every piece of intelligence that I can. If a spirit is close, I'll grab that. The water ore, I'm using it. It says 1 health for every 2 points of intelligence. It starts to add up, especially when I'm at 17 intelligence. So I'm getting I'm getting half of my intelligence into health, and then waters of life, basically healing 2 health for every 2 points of intelligence, right? So basically, it's 3 points for every 2 points of intelligence. So it's kind of weird. Basically, and it rounds down, so it's basically 8, so that's 16, so it should be 24. It adds up a lot, and in between battles, it allows me to kind of not have to worry about my health, and pretty much every battle I go into full health. It's great. Shroud filter is great. It does work for your allies also. So basically, anytime I do magic attack, and that's all I do is magic attack, I have a 15% chance to extend our shroud timer. So we can basically stay in the shroud and fight almost indefinitely. Spirit, I come back here for the intelligence. Martyr, I got Martyr because I die a lot. I travel with a tank, so that gives him kind of a 30% extra health, just in case. It gives them a little bit better chance to get through the fight and to pick me back up. And then Exalted is the intelligence boost. There is a problem with this right now, where I'm at flame level 6, but it's only giving me 2 points of intelligence. So it is what it is. Over here, I kind of went down this branch because the successful parry, I wasn't really, but there's no way to get to the rest of this without it. I don't parry a lot. I try to stay away from things. More intelligence. Damage enemies with wands has 24 chance to recover 2% of your mana. Oh, that's helpful. Wand Master, 30% chance to spawn an extra wand projectile, and then sting and repeat it. Wand damage is increased by 20%. So basically, if I hit something with a wand, and then the next time I hit it, my weapon starts going red, and then it causes extra damage. So if I'm dropped down to my wand already, extra damage to clear out stuff is great. More spirit. more intelligence. Up here, I've gone down, the branch here, spirit, and then this is the way for attacking with magic weapons, 10% increased damage, just increased damage, increased damage, increased damage, right? Increased spirit, right? More spirit. I went down thunder because I really like shock, even though I do mostly fire. I went down intelligence, wizard. So then whenever I critical chance is increased by 10%, so I now have 10% more critical chance. And then chain hit on critical hit with magical weapon. Your attack will automatically hit a second enemy within 15 meters for 5 shock damage per intelligence. So basically, whenever I critical hit, I hit a second creature for shock damage. And shock damage, for the most part, not too much stuff is immune to it. Every once in a while you'll run into something that is, but most things take shock damage. And then the next one here is critical attack with magic weapon will hit all enemies within 20 meters for 22 shock damage per intelligence. So one unlucky fella is going to get hit with, what is it? Hell, now it's 85 damage. So one of them's getting hit for 85 damage. Everybody's getting hit for 34 damage. And then another point of intelligence. I did originally pick up Abyss and Dark Arts, but I let those go because that's 7 points. And pretty much anything that's inside of a shroud doesn't take dark damage. And most of the stuff that I'm actually worried about fighting is in the shroud. And then what would end up happening is when I was out like in the overworld and, not in the shroud and fighting stuff, I'd shift to dark damage. And it would be ineffective when I got into it. It would just say ineffective. And you're like, they're taking no damage. It's a waste of my time. So I've wasted 2 or 3 hits, and then I have to roll back. And then the other part is, too, you start hitting stuff with, like, the shroud meteors. And if you do that inside of the shroud, it starts lowering your shroud timer. It's a dangerous road, and I didn't deem it worth it. So what I ended up doing is I was doing a lot of fire damage, so I went back and got the all fire damage increased by basically 30%. Radiant Aura. Radiant Aura, I don't know if it's really worth it. All foes within 10 meters take 1 fire damage per intelligent, right? So that's 34, and then that's basically another 34. So they're taking 70 points of damage. But at the point where we're at right now, like small things, like I can just go up to them and give them a hug and it'll kill them. I don't even have to bother with them. But larger stuff, this doesn't really do much. This spell, I don't know if these are really worth the points. But it was kind of, eventually I'll probably end up I'm going to get a bunch of the spirit just to give myself more mana. Over here, skip the spirit. I did get counter strike. Receive damage. There's a 20% chance to reflect 50% of the damage back to the attacker. That's fire. I haven't really noticed that I use this a lot. And I try not to get hit, so it's kind of a worst case scenario. But you have to have it to get down here. And then more intelligence, be gone. So if my wand breaks and I have to punch something, I cause damage to it, a shock, and knock it back, and it's kind of an emergency thing. But I had to go through this branch to get to more intelligence. No, I'm kidding. To terror. On critical hit with a spell, the target will be stunned for 4 seconds. So now, not only have I down here have I hit your buddy for a bunch of 85 mana or 85 damage, hit everybody for another 70 damage or whatever. And then now I've also stunned you. And this pretty much works on any crit. Like I've crit it with a poison. it works. So it's great. So this one is probably one of the ones that really works. So I've kind of been going for crit stuff. Then I had this weird feeling, and if you actually read these things, and this may change in the future, right? Say all damage dealt with ranged weapons, and it says specifically ranged weapons is increased by 10%. And this one says all ranged damage is increased by an additional 20%. So I did a little bit of testing with it. It looks like this applies to staffs and maybe to wands. I really need to do some more testing and kind of figure out whether or not it works. I may build another character and go do some low level testing, which is easier to kind of see. The problem is that the numbers are all over the place, so it's really hard to do it. But it feels like it works to me so far, and sometimes that makes me happy. So I went down this path. And then I went over here and I got me a couple of points of dexterity, which also increased range damage. So, and the numbers seem to go up. So it's, I don't know whether it's a placebo effect or not. I can't really know, but it's a build I've gone with. But then I got airborne, where gliders consume 30% less stamina, and you can glide so far with that. And the ghost glider, you just go forever. Endurance, a little bit of endurance, never hurt anybody. And then sniper, attacking with a ranged weapon, your critical chance is increased by 10%. So all of that stuff, like it really does help. So does it show my? Yeah, so it shows my critical chance right there. I don't know if I can actually. I don't know if I can do that. If it would, yeah, it's not changing. So I will tell you, my critical chance is a lot higher than that. I crit all the time with this thing, and it should be. I should be about 25, maybe 30% critical chance rate, maybe even higher, depending on like my staff. Yeah, because my staff has precise on it. Increase critical hit chance by 25 or 5 more percent. Backstab damage by 20, which is good. And then these are my wands that I carry with me. I carry a fire wand. I have a blazing wand that I found. It's mana regeneration, max durability, overcharge, and then 9 magic fire damage. Because if I've shifted to the fire damage, it's because the lightning's not sticking. So I moved to fire because if you're resistant to electric, you're not resistant to fire. Usually, most things are only resistant to one. So I can bounce back and forth between those two really quickly. This guy has 4 plus 9 shock damage. So it does a little bit of it does some work. And then this guy here is shock damage and 2 shock damages and shock protection, but it is shock and ice. So those are the ones that I normally use with that. So I just kind of want to give a quick rundown of kind of my build and kind of how I've been playing the game. Now I will say, like I said, this is it's a glass cannon build. This armor, the Gloom Matriarch armor, definitely helps a lot. But it is definitely a glass cannon build. Let me go in here, see if we can find somebody to give a hug to. Anyone? Anyone? There you are. So we can go over here. If we get close to them, you see, that's the skill here, the Radiant Aura. And these are low level guys. Like, I think that thing really needs to be buffed for as many points as it is, and as far down that path you really need to go to get to it. I feel it should cause more damage. I don't think, like, it's useless other than a cool effect. Like, so that's a level 3 guy, and I've hit him twice already, 3 times. I had to hit him 4 times with it to kill him. And not only that, but I have to be pretty freaking stinking close to him to get it to work, right? Because is not working on him, not working on him. Like, they had to be 3 steps down from me. It feels like it's 10 feet, and I think it lists it as 10 meters. Yeah, so it says 10 meters. So 10 meters should be 30 feet. So 30 feet should, it should be closer than 3 steps. Like 30 meters is, it's about 10 times 10 or 3 times 10 feet. So it should be about 30 feet, give or take a little bit. There's some other rounding errors and stuff in there that happen. But for the most part, it seems like it should be working a lot further out. And there's some issues with stuff not working properly in here. Like, yeah, see, like how close I had to be to that guy to get it to kind of trigger. And it pulses like every second. But it just seems like the range is off on it. And I'm sorry, but I'm level 25. I have 17 intelligence. Um, I should, like, low level stuff like that. I shouldn't even be bothered with it. I should pretty much be one-shotting them, or maybe two-shotting them with this ability, and from a longer range than that. Because that was 3 hits on that guy, and he was a level 1. So it's pretty much useless. It's just a cool effect. So if you want to pull those points off and then go get like mining or something like that, probably a better choice. I was kind of giving it a second chance to see if it worked any better. It doesn't. It does not. And then that compared to like some of the other stuff that I'm doing with. Let's go up here. There's a bunch of other low level guys up here. Oh, that was dumb. I just killed myself. You ever do that where you jump off something and you're like, well, that was dumb? Alright, let's go find my body. I had a bunch of stuff I hadn't put away. But the like some of the other stuff, the shock damage and stuff like that, like, and I don't expect it to pump out as much damage as my shock stuff, but like really, like I killed like 2 things with that thing, like just because I crit it with it, so it caused the damage to the other stuff. The crit damage is the crit ability and the how often this thing crits is pretty awesome. Oh, I almost did it. Oh, I forgot. It puts me back up there, doesn't it? So that's one cool thing this game does, is if you jump off of a cliff and you die from falling. So like if you jump off a cliff and you land in Shroud and you die or something, it registers the last place that you were like safe, and it goes and puts your items there. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to recover your stuff and to get back. Because obviously, if you jump off of a cliff or something, because there's some pretty bad cliffs you can jump off of and lose a lot of your stuff really quickly. It kind of puts them back in a place where it's better for you to get it. So that's where I jumped off at, and then so I put it back up there for me, which was nice of it. So we'll go over here. And this is all low-level stuff. It's not anything I'm even remotely worried about. I can go to a lot higher things, but I can run up into this guy and go, Zappy! Zappy? Nope, Zappy again. So I'm basically one-shotting these guys with just my wand. And I'm not even worried about it. And so it feels low. The damage feels low, and it only works on fell. So like this guy, like he doesn't trigger it. It basically only works in the shroud. It's very situational. It's very not very. It's not very good. And for something that late in the thing, I think it should be a lot stronger. Nope, I don't like that. Oh, you lived. How'd you live? Oh, because I moved to fire. Okay, that makes sense. I will allow it. There he goes. But yeah, so we can actually go up like, let's go up someplace a little bit more difficult, where we may actually have to hit things more than once. Because obviously, if it's dead, it can't be stunned. It's kind of funny how that works. All right, go Jump down here. Hello? Is anybody home? I'd like to speak to you about my Lord and Savior, the Fireball? Anyone? 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 There he goes. Knock, knock. No. Nope, nobody in there. Why is it every time I'm trying to go out and have a good time, I run into these yahoos all the damn time? And then whenever I'm actually looking for one, there's one. Oh, there's 3. Oh, he dead. Oh, nope. Oh no, I do not like you. Oh, that's a critical. He didn't get stunned. I don't like that. That's cheating, sir. So, like I said, it is a glass cannon build. I'm not trying to do it. It definitely works a lot better with a tank in front of me. Pretty much when me and Pete are running around, I can. He just runs in, keeps things attention for a second, and I just destroy pretty much anything that gets even close to us. So as long as he can keep stuff's attention, and keep it off of me, and I can stay standing, I can do a lot of damage really quickly. So somewhere in here, where is he? Where are you, sir? Come on. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, that's not him, but somebody else. Come here. And then with Asset Bite, you see that I just basically critical him with the wand, with that. Now, I did hit critical with the wand on that other guy, and it doesn't seem to have done anything to him. Like, it doesn't seem to have... Hey, where are you going? Oh, you again. Because it did show critical. And there. So that is, the crit. Everybody gets stunned. Freaking everybody, like, Oh, nope. And even when it doesn't stun him, it messes him up. Jesus. And then, like I said, then the healing factor takes over, and there's 22. 22. The healing factor, like, it's not great. It's not an amazing healing factor by any stretch, but it keeps me from having to go, okay, let me go over and do this. Now, if I do this, then that pretty much is going to heal me up fairly quickly. And even in a fight, if I get enough advance notice that it's going to be a problem, I can usually, throw a couple of heals towards the tank and keep him alive. But healing in this game, I don't know, it's a mixed bag, because it sometimes, like, it's great to be able to do it, but most of my healing is done after the fight. Because if I'm healing during the fight, I'm not putting damage out, and it's not making the situation better. It's just prolonging it. Or ultimately, what you want to do is try to put out as much damage as you can, and just kind of go from that. And that seems to work better for me. Let's see if there's a... There it is. There's one. Okay. Okay. This game loves its jumping puzzles. You would think that I'm supposed to hit that thing up there. No way to go out over there. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to hit that. But it just doesn't give me enough. Alright, made it. Don't think that was the way I should have done that. That should have been able to trigger from standing on that platform. I just don't think the platform's out far enough. But it worked. So, but yeah, so that's kind of the build. Like I said, it's definitely a glass cannon. But I have fun with it. It allows me to get someplace. It just, you have to be aware of your surroundings, and you have to kind of know what's going on. And you can do some work with it, but it's things get a hold of you, it goes downhill quick. So you don't have a lot of hit points. I don't have a lot of mana. I do regenerate it really quickly. So if I do this, and even with, like, if I go to Fireball, basically I'm firing those as fast as I can, and almost as soon as I get done with those 2 rings, I can almost fire fireballs the entire day. I didn't keep a track of them, and that was firing them as fast as I could, and then completely empty on my mana, and now I'm back to full. Now, even with Acid Bite, so it doesn't quite get back to full, but for the most part, I'm clicking. Now, if I take a little bit of chance or a little bit of time between each cast and give it a little bit of a longer bit to do it, I can pretty much, I can do this all day. So it works well. But it's a strong build, I think. It's not, min max to the ultimate nth degree, but it's enough for me to be happy with it, and me to like my playstyle. So if you like that and you like the video, please consider throwing a like on it. If you have a question, a comment, or concern, please throw that down below. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing that. We will catch you guys next time. Y'all be safe. Talk to you soon.